Welcome, everyone, to today's podcast on stress relief. We often find ourselves caught in the whirlwind of daily life. Think of a bustling city street, horns honking, people rushing, a constant barrage of stimulation. Jason, I'm sure that resonates with you, living in the city.
Absolutely, Molly. Just picturing it raises my heart rate a little. And I think that's what we want to address today. How to manage that feeling of being overwhelmed.
Exactly. Let's dive into the science. When we experience stress, our bodies react. Cortisol levels rise, our hearts race, and our breathing becomes shallow. It's a primal response, but in the modern world, it's often triggered by things that aren't life-threatening.
It's like our internal alarm system is constantly going off. So, what can we do to quiet that alarm? I know you've been looking into some ancient practices. Molly.
Yes. For centuries, meditative practices have been used to combat stress. Think of a monk meditating in a serene, natural setting, completely at peace. These techniques aren't just philosophical, they're scientifically proven to impact our brains.
That's fascinating. Can you elaborate on the science? What actually happens in the brain?
Brain scans show that meditation and mindfulness can actually reduce activity in the amygdala, which is the brain's fear center. At the same time, it increases activity in the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for reasoning and decision-making. It's like retraining your brain to react differently to stressors.
So, it's not just about feeling calm. It's about changing how your brain functions. What about more modern techniques? Are there things people can do easily at home or at work?
Definitely. Mindful breathing exercises are incredibly effective. Even just taking a few deep, slow breaths can lower your heart rate and calm your nervous system. Progressive muscle relaxation is another great option, where you tense and release different muscle groups to release physical tension.
I've tried that before. It's surprisingly effective. What about
Welcome, everyone, to today's podcast. We're diving deep into the science and practice of stress management. Ever feel overwhelmed by the city's hustle, like you're constantly on edge?
Absolutely, Molly. It's something many of us experience. We'll start by understanding what happens in our bodies when stress hits. Think surging cortisol, a racing heart. It's all part of our body's built-in alarm system.
Exactly. And we'll see that beautifully illustrated. But then, we transition to a much calmer place, a tranquil forest. Imagine sunlight dappling through leaves, birds chirping. It's about finding that inner peace amidst the chaos.
The science behind stress is fascinating. We'll explore how cortisol affects us and how our heart rate spikes. But it's important to understand this isn't some modern-day malfunction. This is an evolutionary mechanism designed to protect us.
Right. The problem is modern chronic stressors. And that's where our techniques come in, starting with mindful breathing. We'll guide you through simple exercises like box breathing and alternate nostril breathing. Think of gentle waves lapping on a shore as you breathe.
Breathing is just the start. We'll also explore progressive muscle relaxation. It's a fantastic way to release physical tension that builds up when you're stressed. We'll show you exactly how to do it, interspersed with calming nature scenes.
Then we'll delve into the vagus nerve. It's a key player in calming the nervous system, and we'll break down the complex neurobiology with engaging graphics and easy-to-understand analogies.
Don't underestimate the power of your thoughts. We'll talk about positive self-talk and how it can shift your mindset. We'll share real-life examples.
Welcome, everyone, to the show. Today, we're diving deep into the world of stress relief. Ever feel like you're constantly in fight-or-flight mode, even when you're just checking your email?
Absolutely, Molly. Life in the city can be incredibly overwhelming. The constant noise, the traffic, the deadlines. It's like our bodies are always on high alert. But the good news is, there are practical ways to combat this.
Exactly, and we're going to explore some evidence-based techniques. First up, let's talk about the science behind these methods. We'll look at how practices like meditation actually change your brain.
That's fascinating. Showing how brain scans reveal reduced activity in stress-related areas really drives home the point that these techniques are more than just feel-good practices. They're scientifically proven.
Next, let's move to yoga. Even a simple yoga flow can make a world of difference. Connecting movement with your breath is a game changer for stress reduction.
Yes, it's about finding that mind-body connection, and yoga is such an accessible way to do that. Now, Molly, I know you're a big fan of spending time in nature.
That's my reset button. Even a short time in nature can help calm down the nervous system. I love walking around the forest nearby my house. There are studies that show nature sounds and visuals can have a profound impact.
You're right. It's about escaping the digital world and reconnecting with something bigger than ourselves. So, what about a technique people can do anywhere, anytime?
Progressive muscle relaxation. You tense and then release different muscle groups, teaching your body to recognize and let go of tension. The best part is, you can do it anywhere on a plane, at your desk, even in bed.
Versatility is key. Now let's talk about something many of us struggle with, sleep. We can all use a good night's rest.
Sleep hygiene is critical. Understanding the science behind sleep cycles and implementing simple strategies can dramatically improve sleep quality.
Absolutely. Things like setting a consistent sleep schedule.
Welcome, everyone, to today's episode, where we'll explore the fascinating world of the vagus nerve and how it holds the key to unlocking your body's natural relaxation response. I'm Molly.
And I'm Jason. We often hear about managing stress, but today we're diving deep into the science and offering practical techniques to help you find calm amidst the chaos of daily life.
Imagine a bustling city street, the sounds muted, slowly dissolving into a tranquil forest bathed in warm sunlight. That transition mirrors the journey we'll take today, from stress to serenity.
We'll begin with understanding the science. Think of your body's stress response as an alarm system. When triggered, cortisol floods your system, visualized as dark, spiky tendrils wrapping around a miniature version of you. Not a pretty picture, right?
Exactly. But there's a counterforce, the vagus nerve. This amazing nerve acts like a superhighway connecting your brain to vital organs, playing a crucial role in lowering heart rate and blood pressure, essentially hitting the reset button on your stress response.
So, how do we activate this internal reset button? We'll demonstrate 3 simple, scientifically backed techniques, starting with diaphragmatic breathing. Picture slow, expanding circles. That's the rhythm you're aiming for. Breathe in deeply, letting your belly rise, and exhale slowly, feeling the tension melt away.
Next, we'll guide you through a progressive muscle relaxation exercise. This is like a mini meditation, using soft, ambient music to enhance the experience. The goal is to systematically tense and release different muscle groups, teaching your body to recognize and release tension.
Finally, let's explore mindful walking. Imagine a calm setting, perhaps a peaceful park, where you focus on each step.
Welcome, everyone, to today's podcast, where we'll explore effective stress reduction techniques. We all face stress, but what if we could manage it better?
Exactly, Molly. Today, we'll dive into some practical methods you can incorporate into your daily life to combat stress and cultivate a sense of calm. Let's start with something fundamental, breathing.
Right. Simple breathing exercises can do wonders. When stress hits, cortisol levels surge, but deep, controlled breaths can counteract this. Think of it as hitting the reset button on your nervous system.
Absolutely. Now, let's look at a real-life example. We interviewed Sarah, a high-pressure professional who uses mindfulness techniques daily. Let's hear her story.
Sound of an interview clip. Before, I was constantly overwhelmed. I couldn't switch off. But now, even a few minutes of mindfulness makes a huge difference. That's Sarah, folks. Notice how she integrated it into her busy day. It is truly amazing.
It is, and it doesn't have to be complicated. A short meditation session at her desk, a mindful walk during lunch. These small acts add up. Next, let's move on to a quick and effective method, progressive muscle relaxation.
Yes, this is a great technique. It involves tensing and then releasing different muscle groups in your body. It helps you become more aware of tension and how to release it. Jason, can you guide us through a short exercise?
Sure. Let's start with your hands. Make a fist, clenching tightly, feeling the tension. Hold for 5 seconds and now release. Feel the tension melt away. Repeat with your shoulders, neck, and so on. You can do this anywhere, anytime.
That's a great example. Next on our list, the power of nature. Studies show that connecting with nature reduces stress and improves well-being.
Totally. Even a short walk in a park can make a difference. If you can't get outside, try looking at nature scenes or listening to nature sounds. It has a proven calming effect.
And finally, let's wrap up with a simple yet powerful visualization exercise. Find a quiet space, close your eyes, and imagine yourself in your ideal peaceful environment.
Whether it's a beach, a forest, or a cozy room, visualize the details, the sights, sounds, smells. Feel the peace washing over you. The best thing is you can visit this place anytime you want.
Fantastic, Jason. So, there you have it, some practical and effective stress reduction techniques to incorporate into your daily life. Remember, consistency is key.
Indeed. Start small,